This remarkable plywood chair was designed by a former Bauhaus student and teacher, Marcel Breuer, who moved to London at the end of 1935. Marcel Breuer was one of the most important designers of the early 20th century. He invented modern tubular steel furniture, which became the most imitated furniture, really, of the pre-war period. He came to London at the encouragement of Walter Gropius, the former director of the Bauhaus, and with the support of a remarkable man named Jack Pritchard. Jack Pritchard was an ardent modernist, and he started the Isokon company in order to build modernist buildings and then a furniture company to make modernist furniture. And the very first project, which was a longer version of this chair, was suggested by Gropius. In fact, it was based on a chair that was done in aluminium. So this first chair was a translation from metal into wood. And although the wooden version looks similar to the aluminium one, it's constructed quite differently. What you have is a seat that floats, or seems to float, suspending the sitter separately from the frame. Plywood was chosen as the material by Jack Pritchard, who had worked for an Estonian plywood company, the Luther Company, for their British branch, which was called Venesta. Pritchard wanted not extreme modernist furniture, but furniture that would be more comfortable and easier on the eye than the metal furniture that had become popular in modernist circles on the continent. And in fact, when Isokon came to advertise this furniture, what they talked about was how comfortable it was. They even said in their advertising that if you lounged in a Isokon chair, it would be an aid to digestion because the posture would be so good for the body. Jack Pritchard set up a very small workshop for some traditional wood craftsmen to make the arms of the chair, the arms and the bases, here in London. But in fact, the seats were ordered from the Luther Company in Estonia. When the seats arrived, Pritchard, rather ingeniously, because this was a tiny company with not much money behind it, saw that he could take the wood that was used in the crating and for the packing and cut it into veneers, which were then used to make the arms. When we talk about molding plywood, we're actually talking about molding veneers, thin floppy veneers, which have glue applied to them and are then pressed in a form into a curvilinear shape. This shape, because the veneers are cross-grained, is incredibly strong. And that's the remarkable property about plywood. It does what solid wood simply cannot do.